Yep.
Okay. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Siren of Maker Bay and the rest of the Hong Kong community for AI Community Innovation, Hockey Club, AI Community Innovation Program, the Hong Kong Club Charities Trust, and the Maker Bay Foundation. So first of all, I'd like to briefly introduce myself. My name is Dan. I'm the founder and CEO of CloudSwyft. We have been providing an education technology solution across the globe, starting from the Philippines all the way up to the Asia Pacific region, India, ANZ, and the rest of the world, by focusing on education computing or hyperscaler education computing, as well as future-ready skills for the education sector and the corporate. Quick background about myself. Been an engineering major undergrad since
Sorry,
then.
Dan. Maybe
Yep.
you need to reshare the screen because
Oh,
here is still the first slide.
yep. No worries. Yeah, it's indeed the first slide. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So and then I had the opportunity to do postgrad product management innovation in MIT, and since then, when we founded CloudSwyft, becoming an entrepreneur for over a decade, we have been able to upskill and reskill learners all over the world, over 5 million in total. So let me start by this particular image here, right? Where I think everyone believes and everyone knows that we are making progress or more progress now per year than in the last 25 years. So looking at this, image or slide about, like, I think if all of you guys are like somehow tech folks and have some ideas about Star Wars, and the futuristic norms of these type of environments, is like uh, looking at the progress and the enhancements and advancements that we have been experiencing are so fast paced that everyone really tries to keep up and work hard to keep up in terms of skills and capabilities, most especially in the education sector, where the source of the workforce will be. So with that said, numbers, right? So Industry 4.0, which involves artificial intelligence, data science, all of these 21st century digital skills, which we call in CloudSwyft future-ready technology skills. So looking at a bird's eye view of the opportunity in Southeast Asia alone, or Asia market as alone, 9 in 10, or over 89% of ASEAN-based workforce said they will need to acquire new technical skills if they want to work in the digital industry. And gone are the days that only technology companies and software companies would be the one that would be needing technology workforce. Even the most traditional businesses out there have started digital transformation frameworks. Banking, finance, manufacturing, professional services, healthcare, even education as a business sector. And nearly 70% in ASEAN said employers are investing in new technology. And that means, whether it's in the field of AI, machine learning, robotics, process automation, that just resonates and indicates a huge factor about really the opportunity of providing these type of upskilling and reskilling of the workforce that would need to fill these jobs in these employers and these companies that invest in new technology, because they undergo digital transformation journeys. They build their own AI teams. They build their own AI centers of excellence. They build their own data science teams, data analytics teams, and even machine learning engineering teams, even though not necessarily their technology companies or research and development companies that are really focused on AI. Even, like I said, non-tech companies are investing in these type of explorations. Over 80% have agreed that these future-ready skills will have positive impact in the jobs in the next 5 to 10 years. And I firmly believe in the work that we do in CloudSwyft, while we reskill and upskill the digital workforce and learners and the students all over the world through our partnerships with education institutions, even AI or artificial intelligence are right around the corner and really at the grasp of everybody. It doesn't mean that it will replace the workforce. It doesn't mean that it will replace whoever that we have right now in the industry, but it will help our jobs make easier. It will help to take their responsibilities, and the quality of career that they build upon themselves will be much higher. 76% in the region are taking matters into their hands, which is a quite huge amount of number when it comes to initiative and independence of really having that passion and that need, the feeling of demand and the need for upskilling themselves. So now, why are we looking at that, right? What to look forward to? So looking at the top 10 job demands of 2023 and beyond, number one here, of course, needless to say, data scientists and artificial intelligence. The rest, out of these top 10 demand jobs or highly demanded jobs, are purely technology skills, the digital skills, right? And that says a lot, because it means that technology will continue to help in dominating, to help the industry make things much faster, make things much better, automation of processes, as well as taking their digital transformation journeys to the next level. So we've actually looked at like a regional trend of a skills map here around like the rising skills are predominantly future-ready technology skills. And of course, data and AI, as you can see, majority are really across Southeast Asia. Philippines, Korea, Japan, China, Singapore, Indonesia, Australia, Malaysia, Thailand, of course, India, and the like. And it really excites the workforce. It excites the students of the next generation to even learn artificial intelligence. And in fact, even as early as grades 7, 8, 10 in the K-12 education industry are already looking at like the basics and the foundations of AI, which gives us a lot of opportunity to think that this is really a critical set of a decade in order for everyone to have that mainstream status quo mindset about AI. And we're getting there. So looking at upskilling and reskilling digital skills in AI for the future, we looked at a framework that we believe that would actually be very effective when it comes to blended, hybrid, flexible learning approach where everybody and anybody can learn this, all these digital skills and future-ready skills anytime, anywhere, but at the same time, not just looking at the students or the professionals, but the trend of what we call train the trainer or train the teacher. So if any of you are actually familiar with, let's say, IB programs, so the international baccalaureate programs out there, the AP programs, the IB programs of IBO.org, where they work with international schools all over the world, from Asia to India to North America, ANZ, Europe, where all of these international schools that offer IB programs, apart from the standard IB programs that they offer, the International Baccalaureate Career Programs, or IBCP, which you can actually look at IBO.org, which we've recently partnered with the likes of Microsoft and such, where they offer as early as like the IB programs for senior high school, the trends or the tracks around IBCP for artificial intelligence, IBCP for data, and IBCP for software development, which is astounding when you look at the opportunity for as young as, you know, senior high school, or even like IB programs for the middle school is critical as early as now. The children or the learners, the younger learners or the young learners of the next generation would have the opportunity to be upskilled and reskilled in these future ready technology skills. And that approach is not just, you know, not just going to be catered by private education technology companies like us, but we would need a partnership and a tremendous involvement of the teachers and educators out there of the institutions, of the K-12 institutions for that matter. And look at, let's say, for example, for these IB schools and international schools, they would have teachers, senior high school instructors and professors there that would have to be upskilled as well on how or what type of approach that they should do in teaching artificial intelligence with such type of audience. And that's where the train the teacher trend, or train the educator, or upskill the educator, we call it UTE, upskill the educator, in terms of making sure that they know how to also teach these type of modern advanced technology skills to as young as senior high school, or even much younger than that, which is middle school. Because it is not right to assume that all of the, you know, all of these like videos or all of these YouTube content or anything that the kids or the children or the learners out there would be watching would be good enough for them to really understand, you know, the pros and cons, you know, the having the sense of responsibility and you know, obligation as a citizen in a social impact manner, how they should be utilizing and maximizing technology such as artificial intelligence in a good way, in good light. And that would only happen when there is a mediator, and the mediator would be the teachers and the instructors. And that's why train the educator or upskill the educator would be very important. And looking at that, like towards bringing that knowledge and these type of AI skills to the students and learners, or whoever, you know, even if it's professional learners, there's what we call job tasks analysis. And as we look at that, you know, there's that identification of job roles and responsibilities, subject matter experts, you know, from the likes of Microsoft, AWS, Google Cloud, you know, OpenAI, all of these shape AI curriculums of education institutions. Market research for skills. The output would be the master list of skills and learning path on a role-based perspective, because they're not just going to be learning AI for just the theoretical aspect of it, but they need to learn how to really apply it in their daily lives and their future careers, as well as how to solve problems. Because ultimately, you know, these learners or these students of the next generation could become the next, you know, the next future entrepreneur or the next future startup technology founder that can solve pain points and the hardest problems of this world through technologies such as artificial intelligence. And that starts with educating themselves and educating all these learners on how to really apply these technologies, both in business as well as technology. And of course, the aspect of training, learning, development, knowledge, performance-driven assessments, that now breaks up into multiple components, is what we call micro-credentialing in the learning platforms. Online learning courses or massive open online courses has been there. They have concept has been there for over a decade. Blended learning experience, and of course the traditional, such as like books, and, you know, basically combining all the bests of all, you know, both worlds, and then bundling it with actual certifications and you know, blockchain digital certification completion to authenticate, make sure that these learners are the ones that have actually completed these programs, and at the same time hands-on experience, right? Because you cannot learn these technology skills by just reading books or watching videos and taking some assessments and quizzes here and there. You need to have actual lab hands-on learning environments in order for you to have a playground, a sandbox for you to learn these practical skill sets around these technologies. And there's one thing that is a huge trend as well, the massive trend as well nowadays, which is what we call SPOCs or SPOCs, small program online courses, like particularly for the executive education market or the professional or management learning market, like where even if you're based in Asia or you're based in India or whatever you are, even if you're based in Manila in the Philippines or whatever emerging or whatever developing country you're at, you will still have an access to the top prestigious Ivy Leagues and top prestigious universities out there that can share that content, extend it to the rest of the world, and offer it a small program online course and programs so that they can have the opportunity to learn, let's say, for example, artificial intelligence curriculum from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And imagine, expanding that kind of approach would really reach the opportunity, not just like for the people that are within the vicinity of Boston, but or the people that I got accepted at MIT, which is very hard to do, but now extending it to the rest of the world, the rest of the professional world, for them to have that kind of executive education content is going to be incredible. So just nitty-gritty, drilling down into these components, MicroCredentials, of course, set a modular, massive open online courses with actual hands-on learning labs, instructor-led and blended with actual, instructors or trainers themselves, which is apart from the online content, somebody that would guide the learners, that would guide them with these curriculums. And with that, of course, that's where the upskill the educator or train the trainer will come into place as very critical. And of course, certifications and digital credentialings or digital badges, which can be shared and added on their social media network profiles, most particularly LinkedIn, where they can use these digital credentials for completions of these upskilling programs in order for them to increase their opportunities and chances to get hired and land a career or job opportunities all over the world. So this is like as a whole, the Industry 4.0 future-ready technology skills track-based offerings of CloudSwyft, our company, where we work with multiple education institutions to shape up their curriculums and add AI, data science, data analytics. And AI, data science, data analytics are the three top-notch programs that are highly demanded by education institutions that we work with, in which the artificial intelligence are in the curriculum of we combining our technology, our platform, and the ability for all the learners to learn hands-on because of our virtual labs technology. And of course, the rest are also equally important as a topic or as a program to learn or upskill themselves into, such as cybersecurity, modern software development, RPA, big data, IoT, and the like. So these are just a sample of a flow that we have, like, how a track looks like, where one track can have multiple course programs, which can be taken in a hybrid, flexible, blended learning modality. And in CloudSwyft, the way we work with education institutions is we offer four key things, right? The program itself, the content in which we guide the department and the faculties of institutions or even companies, their learning and development management teams, to incorporate this in their boot camps and their electives in their existing IT and computer science or computer studies related curriculums, or even like for business management or MBA students that would like to look at like how they can include data science curriculum into their education institutions, and then add that with the access to the learning platform, the train the educator or train the trainer service, bundled with our virtual labs technology. And then this is what our artificial intelligence track looks like. And there's a lot of opportunities out there to even tweak this. We even combine with most of our customers. What we do as well is we combine whatever they already have as content in AI and then enhance it with this AI track curriculum. Then the rest, we've got DevOps, we've got cybersecurity, IT support, software development, IoT, data analysis, RPA, UiPath, and so on, just to name a few. So now, I've been mentioning about hands-on learning, and that is the unique differentiator of our program, and that's how it is becoming unique for our customers and partners all over the world. So we provide virtual labs for education, or even like for upskilling programs. And what are these virtual labs, right? So these are basically custom-tailored hands-on learning lab environments that are cloud-based by leveraging cloud infrastructure, for example, that would already bundle and automate pre-built software tools and applications that the learners would need to practice and the learners would need to access in order for them to perform lab exercises and hands-on lab activities around specific topic. So let's say, for example, it's AI, machine learning, then they would need to have, an environment for them to be able to access TensorFlow, Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda, the usual software development tools around AI, machine learning. And you can name anything else, like Jenkins or anything else that they need to learn in order for them to write, build, manage, configure, any design, any AI or artificial intelligence, or even data science, machine learning related learning lab activities. And we do that by tailoring it along with our upskilling programs in AI or data. But at the same time, it also allows an opportunity for existing education institutions with whatever artificial intelligence or data science curriculums that they may have, and incorporate whatever curriculum requirements that they need for having hands-on lab environments, and tailor that using our virtual labs platform by eliminating a lot of back and forth manual setups, cumbersome, internal IT management tasks and activities for bothering all of the IT administrators to set it up, install software and tools. So everything is going to be pre-built, automated. So it's automating the entire education computing lab operations of every institution. So it's end-to-end, fully automated, which scales, because this enables traditional education institutions as well to build digital campuses themselves. So what does that mean, right? What does a digital campus mean? So it means that, let's say, for example, you are, University of Hong Kong, or you are HKUST, or you're NUS, or any university or any top university that you can think of in Asia that would have, or that have been building a digital campus, or have built existing digital campuses that can open up to enrollments and learners from outside of the country, like international students, for example. Like, for example, somebody from Dubai or somebody from Manila can easily enroll to NTU, NUS, or HKUST, or HKU, where, they can access those digital campuses, but then they don't have to go to on-premise physical campuses, maybe just per quarter, maybe 2-3 times a month or a quarter. But every time they need to access lab environments, they don't have to go to the physical computer lab facility. With the use of a virtual labs technology that can automate at scale to hundreds and thousands up to millions of learners all over the world that can be on that digital skills campus or digital education campus, where they can access the same exact lab environment that the students of that particular technology program or engineering program would be needed. And that levels the play field. It saves a lot of money for internal IT management. It enables scalability. It enables bring your own device strategy. It enables accessibility and high availability. The customizability as well of the platform, which it's not just limited to what is in front of you. It can be tailored and customized based on actual requirement of the lab subjects and lab classes around AI or around these advanced programs. Or even this technology is actually also being used not just in these AI programs or AI skills, but even as long as the lab class or lab subject will require software tools and applications, we are going to be relevant, or these virtual labs technology will be relevant to those use cases. And these are, let's say, multimedia design, engineering, architecture, Adobe, AutoCAD, Autodesk, Unity 3D, and so on. How it looks like, you just need an internet connection and a web browser, no matter what your specs are in your machine and your laptop, whether it's a Google Chromebook that is a $200, $300 laptop, it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about installing them manually yourselves. It's all in one click, automated at scale. Can be provisioned to hundreds and thousands of virtual lab environments in a matter of minutes. Imagine how fast that can be and how productive and efficient will that be for the institutions and the students. And these are just to name a few of the software applications that can be utilized for virtual labs technology. And imagine for artificial intelligence and data science, where there's a humongous amount of tools and applications that every learner would have to learn how to use, how to write code at, how to configure, and how to be familiarized with in order for them to execute those lab exercises. So just to give you a brief background of CloudSwyft, our traction so far, how we're doing, just to show you our cloud hyperscaler partnerships. We work very closely with Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud Platform, IBM Cloud, so all of the big cloud providers and cloud giants out there that you have ever heard of, we are already working with. And basically working through a global partnership to distribute our products. So our product and our technology has been distributed already across the rest of the world, not just in Asia Pacific region. So, the likes of Software One, which is a Switzerland-based European public company, Lenovo, Bentley, AvePoint, and more. So these are the education partners that globally trust CloudSwyft in terms of partnering with us for upskilling, reskilling, and digitizing their computer lab facilities. And if you want to learn more, want to partner with us, and if you would like to ask me any questions, just in case that this session would end, I'm dropping my email address here on this last slide. And you can always look me up on LinkedIn as well. I'll be happy to accept any LinkedIn invitation that will be coming from this session. And I'd like to thank everyone for this opportunity for me to present what we do and how we work with the AI communities of the sector that we're in. And happy upskilling and reskilling, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Dan. It's really great sharing. So I saw the questions from the audience, from Betty. So will the cost of education be much lower after building the virtual universities?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Siren?
Yeah, the question is, will the cost of education be much lower after building the virtual universities? Because I think in your sharing, it cover a bit on the virtual lab, like creating some virtual
like digital
environments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is that will it reduce the cost of education?
I don't think it will reduce. I mean, you mean the cost, right?
Yeah,
yes.
The cost.
Yeah. So looking at that, actually, that's a great point, and thanks for that question. So apart from actually providing an opportunity with a reduced cost, that also offers an alternative, right? So, although, yes, you're right, it would really add into the cost efficiency strategy and cost efficiency objective for, learners, for example, that will be coming from developing countries that doesn't have, less fortunate families. And, for example, they don't have enough budget in order for them to send their children or their kids or the students to actually prestigious schools or top schools, then that serves as an alternative of outreach, right? Because they don't have to necessarily go to, let's say, the US or the Europe or anywhere else in order for them to be really like getting an actual degree. into like a top university or a top institution outside, for example, but still that serves as an alternative, right? An alternative and an opportunity for even for those students to gain the same exact credential, even though they're not on campus or on site. Because of course the costs will be much higher if, let's say, for example, they're really going to send the students, or the students would be on the actual cities or the actual countries that these, you know, university partners would be offering these programs. So that offers an alternative, but at the same time, having having a hybrid, or, you know, like I said, high flex, like hybrid, flexible, blended learning option nowadays also provides much more productivity and time savings for the students, not just on the cost savings, but also time savings. Because let's say, for example, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of like small program online programs or small program online courses or SPOCs out there that are being offered, let's say, for example, from NUS. And then the professionals, they can get the same quality of a top program in NUS in Singapore, even though, let's say, for example, they're professionals that are living in India or Manila in the Philippines, but they don't have to necessarily go to Singapore in order for them to learn those programs. They can be in a hybrid mode wherein, you know, they can learn the same content, but they're in Manila, they're sitting down in India, or they're sitting down in Vietnam, but they can still learn the same type of content at their own pace, right? And most especially for professionals, like not just the students in terms of productivity and time saving, for professionals, for the managers, for the executives out there that will be learning or upskilling themselves in AI, or no matter what program or professional program that they may be taking, that saves them a lot of time. Because if, you know, the moment that you become a professional, you've got an 8-hour day job, for example, and it will still make for you, you know, it will still offer you a possibility for you to upskill yourself, even though you have a busy schedule, right? And yeah, so the answer to the question, yes, definitely cost savings, but more than that, I think productivity savings and time savings as well to be considered.
That's good. So another question is from Alex. So what kind of tools can be used for hands-on learning in virtual labs, or even in personal labs around the AI subjects, and in what way? So see if you can share some example, like some tools used in the virtual labs, or the person labs around AI.
Yep, definitely. So as I've mentioned, like just a few earlier, you know, basically, you know, there are applications and tools that, let's say, being used, like, you know, because there are software development tools, there are, you know, data science and machine learning tools. So there are also cloud enabled tools. So number one, for software development, of course, I think it is very important to have Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda, Jenkins as well. And we've got, like, for example, TensorFlow, which is very specific when it comes to software applications required for AI. And then, let's say, for example, like machine learning operations. So, you know, specifically for, you know, we are working with these polytechnic institutions in Singapore, where the tools that they use, for example, with machine learning operations, require them to access MySQL and connected with JDBC, so Python, NumPy, Panda, scikit-learn is also important, Seaborn, GraphViz for visualization, and then Apache Hive as well. So these are like popular tools. TensorFlow, like I've mentioned earlier. So those are just, you know, to name a few, but it's highly flexible and customizable depending on the preference of the education partners and institutions that we work with. So we tailor it with whatever existing curriculums that they may have, but we do have existing AI programs as well, where it has already built-in tools in the virtual labs. So, you know, for example, on the virtual labs for artificial intelligence track program that we have, It has machine learning studio tools. It leverages multiple cloud, specifically like Microsoft Azure, Microsoft Azure artificial intelligence tools, machine learning studio, and ML tools around Microsoft Azure Cloud. So all of those aspects, and then we've got AWS as well, GCP. So all of those different type of environments. So it's not just like specifically using the tools and how to develop code, but at the same time, doing analysis, visualization, designing, as well as deployment and the DevOps side of it, like how you would deploy it in a cloud environment. So I would say it's end to end, depending on the topic and the program of AI or what type of skills that you're trying to learn. But it's flexible because we can tailor and customize it with whatever is required.
So I think that there are quite a lot of different kind of tools. It
Yes.
just depends on the needs and what is the best tools for them to learn, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So see any other questions from the audience? If no, then I think, see, yep. So yeah, I think that's all for these sessions, and really thank you so much for Dan's sharing. I think it's really great that after we learn some in more broad view on the AI educations, then we have some input from you on some practical way how they can upskill and reskill the AI knowledge. So I think it's really important in nowadays, especially for the young people, because the technology is keep changing and they need to prepare for their future skills. So yeah, thank you so much for your sharing.